What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a major WrestleMania 39 in-ring return cancelled, Vince McMahon was supervising WrestleMania, KSI vs Bobby Lashley, Edge reveals his retirement plans, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts and Wrestlelamia Hindi. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at a major WrestleMania 39 in-ring return cancelled. Our top story today shares some unfortunate news relating to in-ring status and potential return of Randy Orton. Now, it was a common belief amongst fans that the WWE Great would be returning at WrestleMania 39 this weekend. It's even been reported that Orton is in LA and is finally ready to make a comeback. Unfortunately, according to Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio, Orton may indeed be in LA, but he's not ready for an in-ring return. That is what I was told. Randy Orton is in town. I was told by WWE that they said it was kind of like, you can put it out, it's not gossip. It was directly told to me that he is not ready to return. They basically said they don't want people to think that he's ready to return. So if for some reason that turns out to not be true, I was told from the very top there that, and to put it out, they never lied to me about something this direct, so I presume that's the case. Whilst this news is incredibly disappointing, if Orton still isn't ready to return, it's best that he rests up ready for his grand return. The support fans offer Orton is never going to go away, and it makes a lack of sense rushing Orton back for a cheap pop if he simply isn't medically cleared. Next up, Seth Rollins wants a major WrestleMania 40 match. A night one of WrestleMania 39 may already be in the history books, but some WWE talent are looking ahead to WrestleMania 40. One wrestler in particular who's excited for WrestleMania 40 is Seth Rollins, and during an interview with ESPN, Rollins was asked who he'd like to face next year on the grandest stage, and this is what the former WWE Champion had to say. There's a few of them out there, man. Realistically, Roman Reigns is someone that I've only wrestled on pay-per-view and singles matches twice. Yeah, and you look at a lot of the other, say, long-term rivalries, Rock and Austin, they did have 3 Mania matches themselves. 3 of them, 2 of them main events, I think. And you look at Cena and Orton, they had 1 million. And I've never had that kind of definitive, put the stamp on it match with Roman. Last night, Rollins defeated Logan Paul in one of the best matches on night 1, and it was incredibly satisfying to finally see Rollins come out victorious once again at WrestleMania. But would you guys like to see Rollins vs Reigns next year at WrestleMania 40 instead of Reigns vs The Rock? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Vince McMahon working backstage at WrestleMania. Well, it was gonna happen, wasn't it? Vince McMahon was indeed working in the same capacity backstage at WrestleMania 39 last night. PW Insider reports that McMahon was working at the show and his office was positioned next to the gorilla position. It was noted that McMahon was supervising their show and was heard directly on the headsets early on, offering feedback and asking questions. This is likely to continue tonight, and it's unclear if McMahon had any influence when it came to match outcomes and anything specific going down on the show itself. It does seem, judging by Triple H's comments at the post-WrestleMania press conference, that the game was the one firmly running the show, but it would be unlikely for Triple H to go into too much detail when it comes to McMahon's reported involvement. Next up, Stephanie McMahon returns. Stephanie McMahon was backstage during WrestleMania 39 last night. Stephanie, who took a step back from WWE a number of months ago, seemed to be there visiting, which would have been appreciated by WWE talent and staff members, as Stephanie continues to have a tremendous reputation. Next up, a popular stable adding a new member. A former WWE star Kairi Sane has been formally invited to join Damage Control's stable. Damage Control members Dakota Kai and Io Sky were talking to WrestlingNews.co when they directly referenced Sane by stating that there was room in the faction and that they were going to speak to Bayley to quote-unquote figure it out. Could you imagine Kairi Sane returning to WWE to be a new member of Damage Control's faction? Is that a W or an L? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Bobby Lashley's WrestleMania opponent revealed. It is still expected that Lashley will have a role at Night 2 of WrestleMania 39 tonight. Lashley could potentially have a huge surprise opponent. During a backstage interview, KSI revealed that he'd like to step in the ring with the former WWE Champion, and this led to Lashley responding on Twitter by stating, "Not really what I had in mind for WrestleMania, but if no one else wants to step up, KSI made a special appearance during night 1 of WrestleMania 39 and he received a fantastic reaction from the audience. Would you guys like to see Lashley vs KSI tonight at Mania? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Edge reveals retirement plans. Edge is set to take on Finn Balor inside a Hell in a Cell tonight at WrestleMania 39, and some fans are concerned that this could be his final WrestleMania match for the WWE Hall of Famer. Edge revealed last year that he would take a step back from WWE in the summer of this calendar year, but now Edge has declared that he will finally retire once he's a hindrance to WWE talent. During an interview with SiriusXM, this is what the Rated R superstar had to say. "I don't want to be the guy who, when a young guy like Austin Theory looks at the lineup sheet, goes, I got Edge, alright, there's gonna be some work. I want Austin Theory to look at it and go, whoa, okay, cool, I get to work with Edge. Just like I did when I looked at the sheet and I saw him working with Mr. Perfect, you know? That's the feeling I want the guys to still have. That's what I want from the audience to have. I want to go past my sell-by date." Next up, Chris Jericho calls out Rick Steiner. Rick Steiner has been the talk of the wrestling world this weekend for all the wrong reasons. The controversy surrounding Steiner began when Impact Wrestling star Giselle Shaw took to social media to recap her encounter with Steiner at WrestleCon, and Shaw claimed that she was a victim of transphobic harassment at the hands of Steiner. Wrestlers and fans were quick to condemn Steiner for this truly awful behavior, and AEW star Chris Jericho blasted Steiner for his behavior in an Instagram comment which read, "Hey, don't worry about this. Rick Steiner has always been a bully and has gotten away with so much because he's a quote-unquote Steiner. Makes me laugh because I fell for the same shit when he bullied me, Eddie, Chris, Oscar, Juvie at World War III 97. I got your back, and if Rick has an issue with this, I'd love to discuss this with him anytime. It's 2023, dude. Grow the F up." It's great to see wrestling legends such as Jericho criticize Steiner for his hateful actions. Next up, Chris Jericho addresses the CM Punk drama. Speaking of Jericho, he's finally addressed the drama surrounding himself and CM Punk. This all began when Punk called Jericho a liar on his Instagram story, and Jericho has now claimed during an interview with Mark Madden that he isn't on Punk's Christmas card list and AEW will thrive with or without him. He added, "I'm not on CM Punk's Christmas card list, but I wasn't on Scott Hall's Christmas card list, or I wasn't on, Eric Bischoff's Christmas card list. You don't have to be best friends to coexist, so to me, that's not really my wheelhouse. I'm not in charge of that. I'm sure there'll be some answers to that pretty quickly, I would assume. Either way, but to us, AEW's gonna thrive and survive with or without him, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens." And finally, Jim Ross unhappy with Tony Khan. Our final story today takes a look at some of the fallout from the injury to Dante Martin and how one specific and influential figure in AEW isn't happy. AEW commentator Jim Ross is never one to shy away from his opinions on pro wrestling, and last night, JR tweeted a tweet which criticized his employer Tony Khan. The tweet would reference Dante Martin's horrific leg injury at Ring of Honor's show, and the tweet stated that Khan needs to stop encouraging highly dangerous spots of this nature. JR has decades of experience in the wrestling industry, so when he calls someone out, fans are going to pay attention. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.